And welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us. We're joined by the aforementioned Andy Weimer. His day job is Northwestern Mutual,
That's
but
correct.
his job that's taken a lot of his time these days is president of the Board of Trustees of the United County History Center.
Yep.
And I got to believe, Andy, that this time of the year is the busiest time of the year for you in terms of the History Center because of the telethon, yes?
Sure is. We
Yeah.
have the telethon, which is only 6 weeks away. And this year we have some huge ambition. We're really trying to increase our goals and involvement, both with our board members, our staff, and of course the community.
Mm-hmm.
And we're also in the midst of a search for a permanent full-time executive director.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Elizabeth Tantillo is the interim, and she's going to be there until a permanent director is found. I said at a board meeting, you ought to keep her on as the permanent, but she demurred, so
Yeah.
she's done a great job up there. And where are you in the search process?
It's a good question. We've sort of tabled the search process just temporarily while we get through the telethon. We're still active in the sense that we're taking resumes, and we've put it out in the press at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not moving too quickly for a lot of reasons. One being the telethon, two being Elizabeth is doing a phenomenal job
Mm-hmm.
getting us organized and on point. So our goal is to have a candidate selected and hired by late spring.
Okay. The telethon, March 25th, 5 to 8. This is going to be a little bit different with this longer time. I like it in one way, but in another way, it's a little bit more work.
It is. There's a little bit more need for more hands on deck, a little bit more involvement from people that normally wouldn't have been involved. But it's more airtime for us, and that certainly is a huge shot in the arm.
I was telling or suggesting to Elizabeth that what a great time it is for people if they want to renew their membership, if they want to get a membership for the first time. It's a great opportunity to do it right on air.
Yeah, you're right. You know, there's two strategies. There's one for the masses, which would be involving as many people as we can possibly get to renew their membership, and for new people to get on board and join the History Center as members.
Mm-hmm.
We sadly only have about 400 actual involved members that are paying dues. I foresee that number blowing through that.
I think you're right. And really when you think about, when we were talking to Rebecca McLean, she talked about she sends email blast out to 7,000 people. That really shows you the interest, but it doesn't reflect itself in the membership. And the membership is fairly inexpensive. You're
right. For what a new member can get, I think it's tremendously worthwhile. For $40 for an individual, I don't see why we can't make 400 be 4,000 over the next few years, and that would greatly impact the present time with helping us get through the economy and the financial circumstances, but also, more importantly, impact the future.
The corporate memberships. Now, we have during the telethon, as you know, Andy, a star board where if people, corporations want to donate, want to support the History Center, they get their name up on that star board. They get a lot of press for that.
They sure do. It's probably, if they were to calculate dollar for dollar, it's probably a very good deal for all of our sponsors.
Yeah. Kelly Blazowski from United County Tourism is going to be helping. Yeah. She'll be sharing the microphone with me and you and others, and she'll be putting those names up on the starboard. And Kelly is the first person to talk about how important a History Center is for tourism. People come to town for that.
It sure is. It's always neat to go and speak with the volunteers and the staff and hear the stories of who's knocking on the door and who's ringing the phones to say, hey, we're interested in the History Center for X, Y, and Z reason. A lot of it has to do with their ties to the community, which go many, many centuries back. And now that this area has been a great place for folks to come back to now, and a lot of those people are interested in digging up their roots.
$40,000, that's the most that's ever been set for a goal. A little aggressive?
No way. I think it's something that we all have our hearts and minds set on. We're really unified very well as a board, as a staff. Elizabeth's done a great job organizing us and getting everybody on board to understand what it takes to reach our goal. And $30,000 last year, we were just a few $100s shy of that. I don't see why we can't surpass 40 relatively easily.
Yeah, well, let's hope. And that extra hour is going to be important. You know, one of the things that I found, Andy, with the telethon is that it's that early money that's hard to get. You know, I mean, as things start getting up to the goal, and you know, some excitement starts to build, you can get people to call. But it's getting people to call early on that's a challenge.
It is, and there's a lot of momentum around the event. You know, people start to turn on their TVs at the beginning, and they hem and haw whether they want to call, and they may say, hey, my friend just donated, or my fellow business folks are now sponsors. And that often gets people to make that phone call. And
this is the biggest fundraising event of the History Center, the signature event.
Yeah, it really is, and it's so crucial to our existence. We operate with $0 from the county at this point in time, which we hope to change in the near future. But as it stands right now, we have the telethon and a few other fundraisers that really help us keep the lights on and keep us growing.
Gone are those days when you could go to government and say, we need this or we need that. Your institutions like the History Center and other local, they're on their own now. It's up to them to raise the money.
It is, and it's also on us to spread our mission and really dig our heels into the sand and say, you know, this is why the History Center is so vital to our area. It's way bigger than all of us as individuals. It's an organization that will hopefully be a part of this community for 10 more generations and beyond. And once people believe in that and see that that's the truth, then I think it's a lot easier to get more folks on board, both physically and monetarily.
Yeah, and I mean, this institution dates back to 1876, and the first major project, Andy, was putting up the monument in the Riscony battlefield. I mean, what a legacy! It
is quite a treasure. There's so many in this area, and this past summer, Rebecca, as she does every year, put on the program where you can go to the sites and share photos of you at them, selfie scavenger hunt it's called. And I brought my kids this year, and it was neat having them, you know, bug-eyed when they saw something that's so massive as the monument.
Yeah, well, bring them to the telethon too.
I sure will.
Okay, that's going to do it for us this week. We'll be back next week. Don't forget cnyhomepage.com. There's lots of good stuff there. Until next time, take care of yourself, everybody.